So, I've just come back from Namibia on an absolutely incredible experience at the Red Bull Aerial Performance Camp. I was invited there by ASUS, and that is the sponsor of this video. I thought I would put together a little video just showing how I piece together some short form content in kind of like the easiest way possible. So essentially when you're editing video, you're just telling a story from A to B, and the way you get there is your story. How you get there is entirely up to you. For this project, I'm using the ASUS ProArt GoPro edition. So this is a Pantone validated, 100% accurate DCI P3 display. Plus it can rotate fully into touch mode if you're into using it like a tablet, alongside of course the rugged factor, which was perfect for the dusty conditions that I was in Namibia. So there's a few features in here dedicated specifically to GoPro users, such as the built-in micro SD card slots, so you can pop your data in straight off your GoPro, and a hotkey that takes you straight into the GoPro player if you want to edit. Of course, you can use all your other software as well. So right now I'm editing with Premiere, but these tips can be applied to most editing software that you're using, because it's all about the way that you go from A to B with your story. So I've worked with the same project setup for over a decade now, and essentially I've just got my places ready and waiting for me to drop in my footage and start my sequences. The more I can remove friction, the better it is. I recommend just trying to keep things as consistent as possible from project to project. So most notably is I've got a folder here just for my sequences and for my source media. That's where I'm going to drop my footage in. So I've already imported my footage, and I can just take it from my files here, and you'll see that my file structure mimics the same structure that I've got in Premiere. So I can select all of my footage and I can just drag it straight into the project folder like this. That's just going to import that footage and make it ready for me to work with. So within my source media, everything's organized by date and then by file type and then the camera that was used. So to start with, we're just going to create a sequence. Now the quickest way to do that is to take an existing clip, right click onto it, and then create sequence from clip. Boom, that's got all of your settings that came from the camera, your frame rate, your resolution, everything. You don't have to worry about anything. Your files are gonna be compatible with it because it's all from the same system. Now you can go and create your own sequence and you can match it to your own taste and things, but honestly, this is the quickest way. And then from here, you can add in all your other footage. So there are two ways of going about editing that I find. There's an additive way and then there's a subtractive way. Personally, I prefer to work in a subtractive way, but let me show you the additive way first. So once you've got some clips lined up in your source monitor here, what we'll do is you just play through it and then you set an in point to where you want your clip to start, and then you would set an out point, and then from here you can either drag it into your timeline like so, or you could press the full stop or period key and that's going to add it straight into your sequence depending on where your playhead is. Or if you press the comma key, that's going to input it and push everything else that's within your sequence forward. This is a way that you can sort of find bits of clips that you like and drop them into your timeline. And then of course you would go through and you would find all your clips that you like, set your in point, set your out point, add them into the timeline. So that's the additive way, and you can go through and you can find all the clips that you want to work with and build up your timeline. Now, as I mentioned, I prefer to work in a subtractive way. So the way that I like to do things is I like to find all of the clips that I may want to use first and put them into a timeline. And then from there, I can see them all side by side and I can pull them out from where I need them. So I've already done that, and I've got all of my clips here and they're just all on one timeline, and I can scrub through nice and easy like this. And if I want to zoom in on my timeline, I find this is a great little shortcut to jump in, just using the dial pad here. As a subtractive method, what I'll do is I'll play through my clips and then I will remove the bits that I don't want. And I can set an in point and an out point on the clip. And then using the apostrophe key, I can remove that section from the timeline. So I'm actually taking all the bits out that I don't like, and therefore I can keep those good bits in the middle. Remove, out. And if you press the semicolon key, that will remove it without closing the gap. Now I won't necessarily do this for every clip, but what I'll do is I'll go through and I'll skim the clips that I like. And when I find clips that I do like, I just move them quite simply to the track above. And that just visualizes to me that these clips stand out from the rest of the pack. I can then quite clearly see which of the clips are good and usable, that I can then take them out and I can see them in context with everything else. I find this so much quicker than going back and forward through the bin, selecting things, building it up. But of course, your own method may vary. Next will be laying down a bed of music. So I can go into my folder here, and I've already imported some music, and I can just preview these and just see which one I think works for me. When I find the track I want, I'll then lay that onto its own track, and it's ready for me to work with. Now, music is generally mastered quite loud, so I usually just drop the volume by about 5 or 6 decibels to start with. So if I'm making a fairly short video, I only need a certain section of the audio to make it fit. So I'll find the part that I like, and then I'll set a marker, and that'll be where I start my edit from. So I can cut away all the bits that I don't need. And then it's a case of taking from my timeline of everything and copying that across into my working sequence. From here, I then take the time to just rearrange it and move it around and piece together my sequence. And one of the tips that I found with editing over the last 10 or so years that's really stuck with me is this idea of arriving late and leaving early for a clip. What that means is arriving when the action is just happening and leaving just before it finishes. It continues to sort of push the narrative along. It keeps the viewer engaged in the next thing coming because they don't have that awkward starting point of when something's about to happen, and likewise they're not watching any longer than they have to for any action that is seen. So just like your celebrities at parties, arrive late and leave early. Once it's all pieced together, it's just a matter of fine-tuning the little details that just make things flow nicely. I like to merge my audio together and balance the levels so that we don't jump all over the place, but still keep some of that ambient sound alongside the music. And then I'll just do some light color adjustments, just balancing some of the highlights, shadows, and contrast, and maybe adjusting some of the saturation. Now for export settings, I generally like to export in HEVC, that's H.265. That's a very efficient file format. It's perfect for maintaining good quality but small file sizes. And I'll set my data rate to around 30 megabits a second. I match my frame rate to the camera, so in this case I was filming in 25 frames a second, and I'll use the hardware encoding for a faster output performance. So I hope that gives you a little insight into how you can piece together your edits on the computer. All right, catch you in the next one. See ya.